John, you look so different from
Yeah,
three
well, I
days
have different
ago.
glasses today. I thought I'd wear different
Ah,
glasses.
well, at least you're
That'll
not wearing
fool them.
not wearing those hats again. Jeez.
That will fool them. I'll put different glasses. They'll never know we're doing this on the same day, ever. Never.
So what are we talking about today?
So today's thought, here's a little thought. How's it? Here's a little thought. You know, I don't know about you, but when I do my image processing, so sometimes I'm so stinking excited because like you've got something that you're really, really, really happy about, and I'll throw it out there, and then like 2 weeks later, I'm scrolling through my Instagram feed going, oh man, I wish I had not done that. And
Hmm.
then I feel uncomfortable reposting that image, with a subtle change. So something that you have really had an impact on me, and it's one of the very few things that has been positive impacts. Everything else has been downright like brutal, negative. Anyways, is this idea of letting things sit for a little bit. So what are your thoughts on letting your images sit for a little while? And I know, but share with the audience your thoughts on that.
Well, I always tell people that when I stand before a scene, I can see the final image in my head. And that's true. And it's really because I know what I love. I know how I see. It's just who I am.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that every tiny detail is pinned down. So when I create an image and I start to post process it, you can get too close to it and you don't see it accurately. At least I don't. So I'll set it aside for, I say, a week, come back and look at it. And the first thing I'll see is, oh, I didn't notice that little thing. I got to get rid of that. Or
Interesting.
something like that. Or, oh, I could make this a little bit better by doing this. And then I'll let it set again. And I keep doing this week after week until when I open the image up, I don't find anything left to change.
Uh,
That's when I know it's ready. But like you, if you're trying to rush it, you're going to publish it and you're later then going to look at it and
uh,
say, oh, I
I
didn't notice that. Or,
I can't tell you how many times I've done that.
yeah, I wished
And
I
I
would change that.
Yeah, I wish I had waited. I remember early on when Dan was still around, and this is probably 10 years ago, I struggled, and I know this isn't your struggle because you're black and white, but with color, I would have a color cast
Mm,
like 6 out of 10 times,
mm.
and it would drive Dan crazy, rightly so. And I'd post the image, and Dan would go, John, as he just had a way to do that that would always make me chuckle. John, and I knew I was in trouble. And what? What? He said, there's a color cast. And of course I would go, no, there's not. There's not. And he'd say, no, send me the image. I would send him the image. He would send it back and I would put side by side and I'd go, oh crap, there was a color cast. But so especially for you aspiring photographers and maybe newer photographers, I think Cole has great wisdom in slowing down. Don't be in a hurry to have to post that to the social media. And this kind of ties in with a lot of what we've discussed in these last few, episodes. This pressure to get likes, this pressure to win awards, this pressure, all those things. That's what's motivating us to continue to get these images out online and get all this feedback. But I wonder if you're presenting your best work and maybe not.
Well, part of it's personality. I've always had an impatient personality. It's why I never created a portfolio until
Uh,
challenged by Brooks. I want things done quickly. And I remember as a kid, I built so many models, cars, World War II
that was
airplanes,
fun.
and there was always one quality that you could identify my models. They had fingerprints on them because I could never wait for the glue to dry or the paint to dry
Oh, the
before I
paint to dry.
handled it. So it was always kind of messy because I was so impatient. And it's been very hard, and it's probably taken until I'm almost 70 to be able to slow down and say, wait a minute, there's no hurry here.
No, yeah.
I've got all the time. Well, I don't have all the time in the world, but
No, you're running out
I'm
fast.
running out. But it's been hard for me to be patient and to slow down. And maybe that's some of others out there who are little hyper poodles like me.
Yeah, but so I think it's a good idea. It'll be a short episode today, but I wanted to get that out there that just give thought to, you know, your imagery and take the time necessary. And I think you're going to be really surprised if you take Cole's advice here and you step away. Now, I struggle stepping away for a week. I'll step away overnight. I'm getting better at that. But even overnight makes a big difference. It's amazing. I come back the next day, turn on the computer and look at whatever 2 or 3 images I might have been processing, and I'm like dumbfounded with, oh crap, that's not even close to what I want. Or there's something there that I don't want in the image, or that should be darkened here. So I think there's real value in forgetting about the rush.
Somebody wrote and asked, do you ever go back to an image that you shot years ago,
Oh,
look at it, and want to change it? And I'd say in general, no, but there are a few tweaks, things that I've learned over the years, maybe in post-processing, to maybe remove a defect that I
yeah.
would say, like maybe this one I shot years ago and I come back and I go, oh, and I might touch it up, but I'd say 98% of it's the same. So maybe minor tweaks,
Yeah,
but not
but
necessarily.
generally, when an image is done, it's done. I've
Yeah,
heard you say that before, but
yeah.
I agree. The only thing is like for instance, in my Aurora images, uh, by the way, they were 2-page. No, my Aurora images, when new noise reduction capabilities came out, boy, I went back and every single image, and it
Oh,
wasn't until then that I submitted them to LensWork. I never could
oh,
really feel comfortable with the noise in those images. So
huh.
that's a good reason to go back and rethink about.
I'm curious, just off topic, is it harder to keep noise in control with color than it is with black and white, or are they both
No, I
equal?
think it's equal.
Oh, okay.
Equal.
Okay.
There, those Aurora images were horribly noisy because you're at ISO 6400
Oh my
for
gosh.
15 seconds. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
tough, but the new technology blew my mind. I mean, it
Why
was
didn't you
night.
just use a strobe, John?
Just use a what?
A strobe.
A strobe.
Yeah. You
Can
don't
you
have,
imagine? How
you could have
about that?
reduced.
Get gigawatt candle watt.
That would be so funny to see what other photographers think. What are you doing? Well, I can shoot. What ISO are you at? I'm at 6400. Well, I'm
I'm
at
at
200.
64.
Yeah.
And you've got a whole line of photographers there with you up in Yellowknife. Hold
I
on a
think you
second. You're
should do
driving
that.
these massive trucks. Beep, 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 beep. You back up the
And they're
trucks.
all
What are you
walking
doing?
around
What
light
are
blinded.
those? And they're basically those big lights that you like shine up in the sky. You see it. You just, watch this. Aurora.
Well, hey, it never fails to amaze me. I'm at these concerts all the time, and people are, a mile away from the singer, and they've got their flash on. Okay, let's put
Hey,
this one to bed.
see ya.
See ya.